So the newest episode for Solo Leveling dropped, and I didn't expect to see another huge and big reference to Jeju Island again, and with so little intervals from the last time we actually heard from Jeju Island, or at the course of a work that we shouldn't be hearing about that, or even knowing the name Jeju Island until at least chapter 60 or something. We are going to discuss that more in depth in this same video. If you do actually like the video, it would be pretty nice of you to share the video and let your friends know, homies know, if they want to watch anime or they watch Solo Leveling, to watch the video and make me more incentivized to make anime content not related to AOT and AOE on this channel. So first of all, the chapters that were adapted, 35 and 36 and 37. The first thing we are going to discuss in this analysis is the fact that content-wise, a lot of things happened that aren't really eye-catching and official at this point in the story. Some of them are pretty useless in my opinion, but later on will become important, the other more important stuff. First of all, we have the situation with the beautiful orange-lady waifu that she decides to retire. I do have a problem, I did have a problem in the work, in the source too, in the webtoon, in the manhwa, in the web novel, in the novel, whatever, that I never understood the reason for her existence except to show us that dungeons are pretty scary and people can be traumatized. I do understand that many of you would try to defend by saying that, hey, she did serve as a good example to show us how dangerous these dungeons and these death traps of locations are for the hunters that go in. But let me remind you, to the people that actually have read the source material, that later on in the manhwa, like not even this dungeon, the next one, that Daddy Jinwoo goes inside, does a pretty amazing job at showcasing how dangerous dungeons can be. And I do tend to think that the existence of this orange-lady beautiful lady that we do like and love beautiful ladies is pretty much just, or let's say was for being an eye candy more than anything else. Like she was like an Orihime. Orihime was much more useful than her. Just making a joke, don't attack me, Bleach fans. So this is one of the complaints I always had about the source material, but let's just leave that aside. Like it seems like the author was like, I do not like her as the main waifu anymore. Now I'm gonna change the main waifu, so bye for now or forever to you. So in the manhwa, we have another situation too that I do think that it's probably because of the voice acting and the whole audio-visual experience we get in the anime. And that's the thing, that the Daddy Jinwoo we get there is more, let's say, emotionless than in the anime version. And even his face is more, let's say, soft. He's been designed more softer and more cute, let's say. He's actually cute in the manhwa too, but I don't know how to say that, in a daddy way of being cute. The lack of humanity and lack of emotions more than humanity does have a reason. We do not see that a lot in the anime. I do tend to think that it's because of the audiovisual experience we get here. But they have tried to make him a little bit softer than he is too. I do hope that kind of changes, because he doesn't give the same vibe as he did in the manhwa. Maybe we do see a change to that. But here's the thing. Everything you have seen so far is just, let's say, the intro. Not even an intro to the main story and the main course and the main plot that we are going to see and experience over the next 2 episodes. You have probably seen some scenes towards the end of the opening sequences in the anime. I am not talking about the episode 1 sequences, I'm talking about the opening and ending sequences. The anime fans all know that. In the end of the OP, the opening sequences, we see him fight against a few knights, and that's a pretty important part of the story, and that's a pretty, let's say, a stepping stone from which the story actually starts to roll and begin. So we are going to see, I hope, the entirety of that thing and the ability and everything. I'm not gonna spoil too much. I'm not gonna spoil any much. We are going to get to see that, and that would take us to chapters 42 or 43 if I'm not wrong, or 45. I'm not really sure what chapter. But here's the thing: if that is what is going to actually happen, I do think, considering what I am going to discuss next, that you guys that are anime only should hold on and not read the manhwa. Because hey, just pay close attention to the fact that this anime is publicizing, next point we have to talk about, a part of the story that we are not going to see until chapter 90 or 80 something. That's like 60 chapters or 50 chapters away from where we are right now. That's at least 1 season away. And that's Jeju Island. That's the reason I am making this video. If there was no difference to Jeju Island, I would have not made this video. Look, I did talk about that before, but we have new scenes about things that happen in the manhwa, in the source material, that we are going to be aware of much later on. And we also got the introduction to many characters and many guild masters we do not see until much later on in the story too. And here's the thing, you are going to have a blast seeing them interact with each other later on, and you are going to enjoy Jeju Island much more. And that takes me to my next point in this discussion about Jeju Island, and that's why would you even publicize something so many, like 2 seasons away, so many times? Even start your freaking anime first episode with new scenes that showcases Jeju Island, what happened on Jeju Island, and then just drop us into the main story. So here's the thing, and here's what you can probably deduce too, and that's the fact and the very, very probable possibility that the anime team, the anime project, the anime committee has already started working on the next seasons, and we are going to get the Jeju Island treatment, like I would say in 2026, if they are not faster. Do remember, we could be in for a treat. We could get extra 12 episodes after like a break, like a first core season 1, second core season 1, something like that. We had Mushoku Tensei do that, many anime do that. So that's the reason anime only shouldn't go into the manhwa, in my opinion, because the anime treatment is going pretty great so far. Like in the Jeju Island sequence we got, in the Nightmare sequence we got, it was a masterpiece sequence that none of the other segments of the anime episode, of the 10th anime episode, were actually on par with that. And it does go to show how much Jeju Island is important to the production committee and production team. So if that's the case, I wouldn't be surprised if we get like 12 episodes in starting in summer, and for 2025, mid 2025, we will get much closer to Jeju Island too. Like many of the things that happen can be speedrun to a certain degree, but anyway, we would get there very fast considering how much they care about that. They wouldn't be showcasing Jeju Island and making all of these changes in this, not changes in changes, but make a better world building here if they didn't want to actually treat us to the Jeju Island experience too. It's pretty obvious that Jeju Island is something that we are going to get to see much sooner than later, considering how much work it is being done on publicizing it before it is even close to be in the story. And on a final note, I do think that Dark Souls and Soulsborne fans are going to be pretty delighted on what they're going to see next in the story, considering the fact that you're going to see, I'm not going to spoil that, just we are going to see that, and you are going to enjoy that. Thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you had a great day, and as we say in Farsi, Shabatum Bkhair, and also it's New Year in Iran, Farsi calendar. I would pretty much rather not work on my vacation days or something like that, but hey, I'm here for you guys. I just hope you guys are there for me too, and AOE content is going to be back. I just came back from my trip too.